Welcome everyone. We are back to about 60 minutes of yoga practice for the afternoon. My name is Adrienne. Welcome. Please grab a couple of pillows or something soft that you can recline on. If you like to use blocks, please grab those, or a stack of books. That can just bring the floor up closer to you when you have to reach down to it. And lastly, if you have a blanket or a towel, we're going to incorporate a little bit of blanket working today. So yeah, just something that you can fold up and especially like roll up kind of tightly. And we'll actually get that set up right now. So if you have a blanket, fold it a couple times so it's long and rectangular shape. I guess let's start from scratch. Or if you're just using a towel, a rectangular shaped towel, hold it up like this. And then just roll it as tightly as you can. Just forming a little burrito like this. Set that off to the side. Now make yourself comfortable in a seated position, so that can be on top of another blanket or on top of a pillow, pile of clothes, whatever. And then when you find yourself situated, give yourself a little rock side to side, feel the two bony parts under your seat pushing into the floor. And then come to center, dropping the chin, bowing the head, letting the palms rest on the legs. Close down the eyes or allow the gaze to go out of focus. Trying to leave our use of our vision sense behind for now. Take a look inside to notice the position of your spine and the arrangement of body parts physically or vertically along the spine. So starting with the pelvis and those two bones in the seat, sits bones. Note if you can ground them equally so you feel kind of balanced on either side. Note the tailbone pointing downwards towards the floor. Visually trace the stacking of the vertebra as you move upward in the spine, past the stomach, lungs, heart. And then when you reach the shoulders, notice whether they're positioned back or leaning forward. See if you can draw them more in line to hover over the line of the pelvis. Just encouraging the spine to stack one vertebra over the next. And while your shoulders feel buoyant, to pull yourself up out of the hips. At the same time, allow them to drop down away from the ears. Maybe tilt the head side to side. Notice that you have some space atop the shoulders and below the ears. So we're not shrugging our shoulders up towards the ears. And then most point of all is the very tip top of the head. It's like your spine is an accordion. The pelvis is one end, top of the head is the other, pulling it apart. Now that we are stacked, draw your attention to the breath. Notice it entering the chest cavity and then departing. Notice whether it is faster or slower, frantic or relaxed. the air around you feel cold or warm? You sense any humidity in the air? Taste any flavors or scents in the air? And then just come back to noticing the breath coming in and out, the chest rising and falling, the belly ballooning and retracting. So if you can encourage the hips to relax, palms be soft. Hopefully these couple of moments allow you to feel a sense of peace. Maybe it's the first time all day that you've allowed yourself to pursue that peace. And then we'll raise the arms up, out to the side and up overhead. Deep breath in, pulling it down through the nose, down to the belly. Gaze goes up. You can even shrug the shoulders up towards the ear. Feel your spine grow super tall. And then release, draw the arms down to the side, finding the floor. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms go out and up, look up. Big inhale, and exhale, float everything back down. Once more, arms out and up, big deep breath in. And exhale, float everything down. Letting the left palm outside the left hip, sweep that right arm up, overhead. Gaze can follow. Feel the right side of your body lengthen. Press that left hand into the floor. If the left hand isn't finding the floor, that's where you can grab your block. Make the floor shorter. Make the distance shorter. Keep pressing up out of the elbow, out of the shoulder, out of the fingertips in the right arm. Straightening the arm, engaging the muscles of it. Feeling everything warm up. Deep breath in. Maybe you can puff up even more right side. And then exhale, float the right hand down. This time, right palm grounds outside the right leg. Sweeping left arm up overhead. Gaze can follow. Trying to lift up out of the left hip. Left hip stays super grounded, super heavy, but the rest of the body, the rest of the spine is trying to escape. Straightening the elbow, straightening the whole arm. Energetic fingertips. Press the floor or the block away on the right side. Take one more breath in to puff up the left side ribs. Peek under the left armpit. And then float the left arm down. Take a little bit of a turn side to side so you can have your hands up in the old grandma twist fashion like I'm doing. Or if you like, you can put fingertips on the shoulders. So rotation is kind of guided by your elbows. Still keep the shoulders away from the ears. Pinch the shoulder blades slightly in the middle of the back, following the collarbones in the front of the chest. Maybe pull the low belly in slightly, so remind you that you want to stack shoulders over pelvis. And let's take about 6 more total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, reach arms straight up. Hips are grounded, but fingertips draw everything up. And exhale, float arms down. Gather the knees towards the chest. And we'll make our way onto hands and knees. Tabletop pose. This hurts your knees. You can grab a blanket, lay it underneath them. But we'll start out with a little bit of pressure work with your blanket burrito, okay? So to start, you have your rolled up blanket, and you're just gonna slide it on top of your thighs into the hip crease where your torso and your thighs meet. So your legs, your knees can be kind of spread Toes are touching behind you together. It's like we're setting up for child's pose. And then you can pull it in nice and tight. It's like you're putting on a belt or something. Cinched really tight. And then keep the hips low and extend the spine and the ribs over this blanket roll. Start to creep the fingertips forward. So the blanket acts as a catch for the torso, and maybe you'll find that your hips can stay closer to the ground, closer to your heels, than when you're in a regular old unsupported child's pose, okay? Your hips still might be up super high, that's okay, but just notice how this might be different from your normal unsupported child's pose. So right now I still have my shoulders and head up away from the floor, so I'm working on depositing my body weight into my hips, into my seat, into my feet. If you can find the floor with your hands, straighten the arms and press the floor away. Maybe you'll feel like your arms are pushing more weight back into your hips. Take a deep breath in and feel the ribs and the belly expand into the blanket. Might be a little uncomfortable. Just imagine it's like a massage, right? Massages or back rub doesn't always feel amazing, but it works some stuff out of you. Eventually it'll feel good. And then you can let the head come to neutral, the face down towards the ground, and maybe start to creep the fingertips out further in front of you. Just notice the weight of your chest starting to draw the upper half of your body down towards the ground. All while trying to keep the hips low towards the heels. And if this doesn't feel good, the arms, you can walk them in and rest on forearms, your elbows onto your shoulders, or you can walk them out a little bit in front. So it's kind of the same as having your arms extended, just from a little resting spot. And still press the forearms into the floor to move weight and pressure into the hips and feet. Shake the head side to side. Maybe let it drop down towards the floor, lengthening the back of the neck. All right, take another conscious deep breath in, pulling the breath down to puff out the belly, pressing into the blanket roll. And release. A couple more of those deep measured breaths. And allow yourself to rest in the out breath without any active new air in the lungs. Just resting on empty. So each time you breathe in and then breathe out again, take a moment to marinate in empty breath, empty lungs. All right, walk those hands back towards the knees, coming back upright in the torso, and remove blanket roll, moving out to the side. And we'll just come back into a regular old child's pose. So belly and chest drop between the knees and thighs, hands and arms are outstretched straight ahead. Head falls between the shoulders. You close down the eyes, you soften the gaze, roll the forehead side to side, and just notice whether your chest falls towards the floor a bit more easily, achieves more depth. You have an easier time allowing the hips to stay close to the heels. But maybe not. Hopefully something feels good at least, even if it doesn't feel change. Take a deep breath in and fill up the back body, especially behind the shoulder blades, behind the heart. And then exhale. That one more time. Inhale to send the breath to spread the shoulder blades across the back. And exhale. All right, look forward between the hands. We'll walk up onto our forearms. And then onto palms, coming into regular tabletop position. Knees under hips. And palms under shoulders. Fingertips pointing forward, middle fingers pointing forward. Roll the elbows towards one another and forward. Pull the low belly in slightly. Feel the head pulling forward and the tailbone pulling back. Back of the room. Press the floor away with the whole palm, spreading the fingers and pressing into the finger pads and joints. Take a deep breath in, drop the belly, lift the head and tailbone up towards the ceiling, pinch the shoulder blades together. And exhale, drop head and tailbone, curve the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze and tailbone go up. Exhale, curve the other way, belly button in, head and tailbone go down. A few more times. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral, so long spine. I'm going to shift our weight slightly into our left knee and kick right leg fully back. Table behind me, toes point down towards the ground. Try and pull that right hip to face down towards the ground as well, like it's in line with your left hip. Pull up the back of the seat and the hamstring, the back of the thigh. And then pull the belly in, press the floor away with the hands, and again, turn those elbow points to face forward. Inhale, reach long out of the heel. Exhale, curve the spine, push the floor away, draw knee to forehead. Inhale, leg goes long, gaze goes forward. Exhale, curve the spine, knee to head. Inhale, long. Exhale, curve, knee to nose. Inhale, long leg, long spine. Exhale, curve and hold. Hold and empty. Inhale, stay curved up. Exhale, empty. Look forward between the hands and see if you can step the right hand between the feet. If you're using blocks, grab them now. Come up onto them. Just framing the foot with the two blocks. I'm going to plant your left hand down on the ground. That's on the inside of the right foot. Just sweep right arm up, stacking right shoulder over left, opening up the chest, twisting open to the right. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling and the top hand. See if you can bring a little heaviness into that left hip. Then bring the hand down to the ground, the right hand down. We're just going to sweep the arm forward. Gaze follows. Actually, the hand curves behind you, going towards the back of the room. And then comes down to the floor. So making a big arc. Trace the floor. Follow with your gaze. Fingertips point up, forward, and then back. Reaching back towards the foot. And then complete that circle. Do that one more time. Fingertips trace the floor, go forward, go up towards the ceiling, open up to the right, and then go back and stop here. So you have your fingertips pointing back, your palm facing right to the outside, gaze down, thumb is up. Press down on the tops of the left toes. Take a deep breath in, pull those fingers back, press the floor away with the left palm. And then bend your left foot towards your hand, maybe you catch it. If you catch it, hold by bending the right arm, hold with that right hand, and kick the left foot into the hand at the same time. So we're opening our shoulders and stretching our left quad. Low belly in, see how that impacts your twist. Looking over the right shoulder. Keep pressing into the big toe mound of your right foot. And then release the hand, swing the arm, rotating back to front. Drop your right palm on the inside of your right foot. So we'll take a beat to rest here in a lizard, upright. You can have your back toes tucked. You can lift the right foot or the left knee away from the floor, rocking back and forth, waking up our left hip flexor. Or you can release the left knee down, untuck the toes. You're going to stay upright for now, not coming down onto forearms. Seeing how much heavier we can stay in our hips, encouraging us to come down towards the floor. Our lower body, keep drawing the right knee towards the shoulder, okay? Rather than letting it fall open, so you can draw it in. All right, retuck the back toes. Lift the left knee up away from the floor. We're going to pivot through wide-legged forward folds. You're going to face the back of the room or the other side of the room. Bring your big toes to point towards the long edge of the mat. And the feet are parallel and wide. And let the torso drape between the hips. Shake out the head, let gravity use the head as a weight to lengthen the spine down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in and empty the lungs. See if you can drop through the arches, the inner line of the feet. Pull the kneecaps up towards the face to straighten the legs and engage the muscles of the legs. All right, now we're going to complete our circle, coming to face the left side, the other side of the room. And all we're going to do is ground our right knee, step our left knee back to meet it, and we'll come back into tabletop. So again, knees under hips, palms spread wide and under shoulders. Do a couple cat-cows, just reset, lower the belly, gaze and tailbone go up, press the floor away, pinch the shoulder blades. Exhale, press the floor away again. Head and tailbone lower, belly goes up, spine goes up. Inhale, warrior cow. Exhale, warrior cat. All right, come back to that long neutral spine, gaze faces the floor. Extend the left leg long behind you. Pressing into our right knee, right top of foot, and left palm. Pull that left hip down to be level in space with your right hip. Kick out through your left heel, pull up, engage the muscles of your left hamstring and glute. So we'll take a deep breath to extend the leg, extend out through the head, the whole spine. And exhale, bring the knee towards the forehead, curving the spine up. Push the floor away with the hands. Inhale, long and extend. Exhale, crunch underneath. Inhale, long. Exhale, contract. Inhale, long. Exhale, contract. Inhale, long. Exhale, onto the lungs and hold. Keep pressing the floor away. Keep engaging the belly to draw the knee up towards the head. Inhale. Exhale one more time. The floor between the hands and step the left foot between them. Coming into your lunge, left side. Again, if you want to travel those blocks or books under the hands, you can do that now. All right. This time we're going to plant our right palm on the inside of the left foot. We're going to sweep left arm up, left shoulder stacks over right. Left fingertips draw up. Right hand is grounded, pressing the floor away. Pinch the shoulder blades on the back. Gaze can stay down or it can travel up towards that left thumb. Feel the collarbone spreading as that left fingertip opens up the chest. Pull the low belly in. Press the tops of the toes on the right foot down into the ground. Feel the hips be heavy to draw them down towards the floor, opening up this time the right hip flexor. And then sweep left hand down towards the floor. Do a couple of those arm circles, opening Press up and just working a little twist in the spine. So sweep left arm forward, thumb points up, gaze follows the hand out towards the ceiling, palm opens up towards the side, fingertips point back. Hold those fingertips towards the back of the room. And then we'll complete the circle down towards the ground, fingertips trace the floor, go forward, fingertips up towards the ceilings, fingertips pull us back, opening and twisting the spine. All right, down towards the floor, fingertips forward, up, tracking back, towards the floor. Last time, fingertips down, forward, looking up and back. And we'll pause in our back position, gaze is either to the side or over our left shoulder. We're pressing down the top of the right foot into the ground. And the left fingertips are pulling that left shoulder back. Right hand is still pressing into the ground or a block. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. You're going to put that left palm on the inside of the left foot. Pausing in lizard pose. Either tuck the back toes, this is your right foot that's tucking, lift the knee, working to straighten it, maybe rock back and forth to wake up the right hip flexor. Or you can release the knee and the top of the foot to rest down on the floor and stay upright in this lizard posture. So let the chest be proud, pull the shoulder blades together on the back, press the floor away. And we'll finish with a little quad stretch that I missed. So you have your fingertips pointing back, left side twisting open to the left again. Kick the right foot towards the seat, and maybe you can grab it with that left hand extending back. If you catch it, bend the left arm, drawing the foot towards the seat. Quad stretch, left side leg. Gaze is to the side or back over the left shoulder. And then if you've caught the foot, you can kick it into the hand, opening the left shoulder. Release the hand. Bring the hand back down between, on the inside leg, the side of your left leg. Retuck the back toes and lift the knee. And we'll travel through our wide-legged forward fold. Let the head hang. Let the spine straighten. Hips go up. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Lift up in the arches on the inner line of the feet. Draw the kneecaps up towards the hips. Feel the legs turn on. See if you can shift some weight into the toe end of your feet, out of the heels, rather than letting the hips go back. Draw the hips forward, shift the weight into the heels. A couple breaths here. Maybe take time to close down the eyes or soften them. And then look over towards your right foot. Shift the hands in the direction of the hips towards that front side of the mat, the original end of the mat. And we'll step back, finding high plank. Hands over shoulders, middle fingers pointing forward. Lift the hips up in line with the shoulders, but engage the glutes to turn the hips down. Pull the low belly in. Spread the shoulders, the shoulder blades across the back, puffing up the back. But keep those shoulders tucked in, down away from the ears. Lift the hips up and back. Press into the palms. Working to straighten the legs. Finding downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy. You can give it a shake. Trying to release some tension in the neck. Working to straighten the arms. And you don't have to have the straight legs. You can instead bend them, let the feet float away from the floor, but lift the hips up. Pull the low belly in. Let the chest fall between the shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale. Walk the hands backwards towards the feet. Coming to a standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Walk the hands up towards the shins. Press them away, straightening arms and spine. Low belly in. Make that right angle with the spine and the legs. Shift the hips back towards the heels so we're not leaning forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, find that halfway lift, forward fold. Long spine, tailbone goes back, head goes forward. Press into the feet, bend the knees slightly, sweep arms all the way up, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Bow the head, release the hands down by the sides. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Soften everything up. All right, we'll walk up towards the front edge of our mat. You can look down at your feet. Heels are more or less under the hip bones. Toes pointing forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, plant the palm, step right foot back. Runner's lunge. Plant the right hand, sweep left hand up overhead, forward twist. We've done this. Exhale, left hand back down. Send hips up and back for pyramid pose. So left toes pointing forward, right toes pointing forward, or you can give them a slight turn. So right toes are pointing slightly out. See if you can pull the left hip back and pull the right hip forward. And you should feel something on the outer left hip. Walk up onto your blocks. If you want to keep a straighter spine. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold and melt over the left leg. Look forward, walk the hands out in front of you. Bring a nice bend back into the left leg. We're gonna send a right leg up in the air for standing split, okay? So your leg might be down here, that's cool. Leg might go up higher. If you turn on your hamstring on your right leg, that might help. Maybe you have blocks in the hands. That can help you stabilize. Maybe you can bring a bend into your arms and let the head lower towards the floor. And you'll notice your hips and your floating foot go up. Take one more breath, get long through the leg. Exhale, I'm just gonna pop that right foot under the right hip. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep everything up overhead. Exhale, hands to the center, arms down by the sides. Take a breath in here. Breath out here. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step your left foot back, runner's lunge. Other side. That left palm, sweep right arm to twist open. Right side. Turn the right palm down. And we're going to send the hips up and back, finding pyramid pose other side. So you can have your floating left heel back here. Sorry, that's not helpful. Here, right? Or you can seal it down to the floor. Bring the foot to a slight outward angle with your left toes pointing out of the line. In a good way, it's fine. Right toes are facing forward. So pull the right hip back. Send your left hip forward. Again, great time for blocks. Inhale to lengthen the spine, raise the chest. Exhale, soften and bend. Torso over the right leg. Keep pulling the right foot back, keep sending the left hip forward. And then look forward between the hands. You're going to walk them forward slightly in front of the right foot. Bring a nice bend into the right leg. And then you can bend the left back leg too. You're going to kick your left foot to float up into the air, coming to standing split, other side. All right, so all your weight is in your right foot and your hands wherever they fall. You're going to engage the back side of your left leg to draw the left leg more vertically, more vertical. Keep pulling the right hip back. Aiming to square the hips down towards the floor rather than opening the legs. If you can keep it facing the floor. It's harder that way. Let gravity pull down on the head. One more breath. And exhale, draw the left leg underneath the body, meeting together in a forward fold, standing. Take a breath in, halfway lift, long spine, long arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, sweep the torso up. Inhale. Exhale, hands through center. Down by the side. Wiggle the fingers. Tilt the head side to side. Give it a roll. I'm going to grab a little drink for your breath. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step your right foot back. This time, seal the heel down on that back foot. And we're going to draw up into triangle pose, okay? So we're going to open the right hip up, right? So before pyramid pose, we have both hips facing down. This time, we're gonna grab our block if we're using it, and it can be either on the inside of your left foot or the outside, whatever you like. You seal the right heel down, and then you're gonna open the chest and the hips up towards the ceiling. All right, so your hand might not be on the floor. It might feel good to have it on the shin. It might feel good to have it on a block. You're gonna send the top hip back. It's opening, but it's going back. And you're sending hips back, still pulling with the head. Pull the spine, like this is a line going forward in front of you. Keep your right hand on your hip, with the right elbow tracking up towards the ceiling or behind you in space to feel the chest opening. Or you can extend right arm straight up to the ceiling, stacking right shoulder over left. Same as usual, just different leg position. Okay? So wherever your fingertips land, press away from that surface on the left side. And keep pulling the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, again, to spread the span, your wingspan. Keep pressing to the outer edge of your right foot. Pull the low belly in. A couple more breaths in. Maybe close the eyes, soften the eyelids. And maybe you drape the top arm over the right ear, fingertips point forward. Cycling the pinky finger down towards the ceiling and thumb up. If you look under the right armpit. Reaching forward out of the hip. And then we're going to press into the feet. Maybe you have a little bend in the left leg. Pull ourselves upright. We're going to bend into our front knee. It's our left knee. Maybe you creep the feet a little ways apart. Your back toe, your right toe is facing out. Left front toe is facing forward. Coming to your warrior two stance, okay? Chest, hips are open to the side, arms go wide. Gaze goes forward over the left fingertips. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, and then melt them down. Push out through each fingertip. Each hand is pulling against the other. Shift the shoulders to come vertically in line with the hips. Take a look at your left knee. See if you can bring it more left. So it's going towards the pinky toe edge of that left foot. Bend deeper into the front knee. Low belly in. Push to the outer edge of your right foot. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to cycle everything down. Coming to runner's lunge, other side. Press right hand into the ground, sweep the arm up, twist left side. Bring both hands to the mat. Step left foot back to right. Find plank. And lift hips up and back.
Down dog. Take your deep breath in, press into the feet and hands. Exhale, relax. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale, you're gonna bend the knees, come up onto the balls of the feet. Look forward between the hands and maybe you hop up, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Press into the feet, sweep the arms out and up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the center, the chest, down by the sides. Tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. A little bend in the knees. Feel the tailbone growing heavy. Pull up to the top of the head. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time I'll step left foot back. Runner's lunge, other side. Plant the left palm. Sweep the right arm up. Right arm stacks over left shoulder. Sweep the right hand back down. This time we're going to find our triangle the other side. All right, so we're going to seal our left heel down. Toes on the left foot are pointing out slightly away from that midline. Right toes point forward. We're going to start with a bend in the knee. And again, you can have your block either on the outside of the right foot or the inside. Or you can walk it up onto your leg, your right shin. Now we're just going to send the hips back and turn the body and the hips to face the left or back side. Okay? So this is what it looks like on the back side of my body. Everyone's body is going to look different doing this. But again, you can have that hip, the left hand on the left hip. Just my hip crease line about. Also just be on the ribs. But keep sending those hips back. You can have a bend in the front knee. It's not a big deal. If you have the straight front leg, press out of it with that hand that's on it. And maybe you send the left fingers up towards the ceiling. Pulling the hips back and under. Pulling the head forward. So we're lengthening and straightening the spine. Shifting weight into the outer edge, pinky toe edge. Our back foot, pressing into the ball of the right foot, the front foot. Take a breath. And exhale. Just like to lift up into our warrior two. Okay? So we're bending to our front right knee. Maybe our stance has to widen a little bit. Just hop the foot. Our back left foot is facing out. So straight out, so the outer edge of your foot is parallel with the short edge of your mat. Arms go forward and back. Chest and hips face out. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And then pull them down, pull the shoulder blades together. Each fingertip pulling away from one another. See if you can settle the shoulders and line vertically over the hips. Pull that right knee to the right so you can see your right toe on the inside of the right knee. Lower a little deeper into that right knee. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower. One more time, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Turn onto the ball of the back foot, the left foot. I'm going to plant left palm, sweep right palm up, do that twist. Look up towards the ceiling one more time. Exhale, bring the right palm down to the floor. Step your right foot back, finding high plank. Hold belly in, send the hips down. Press the floor away, spread the shoulder blades. And exhale, hips go up to find your down dog. Deep breath in, lift the hips up, up, up. Exhale, let the head, neck, and shoulders fall between the arms. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Now lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend the knees, send the hips up like you're crouching. And hop forward. Feet between hands. Forward fold. Standing at the front of your mat. The head be heaviest. See if you can shift some weight into the balls of your feet and out of the heels. Send the hips up, feeling the backs of your legs lengthen. If your hands have the floor, press the floor away. A couple more breaths here, maybe soften the eyes. And then you're going to bend the knees, bring the hips down to the seat. Bring the hips down to the floor. And then we'll rock back briefly, finding boat pose. So we're going to shift back, coming onto the bony sits bones, 2 bones in the seat. And we're going to bring our shins to parallel with the floor and grab with the hands. Not going to like grab, but we're going to rest the hands onto the back side of the thighs. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Pull the thighs towards the chest. Pull the low belly in. Pull up out of the head on the dial. So straightening the spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath out and hold in boat. You can stay here with your arms behind the legs, or you can experiment with one going forward, and the other, maybe both. So shins are parallel, arms are along either side of those shins. You could also reach towards the ankles. See what it feels like to hold supported boat like this. Keep pulling the shoulders down away from the ears, pulling the belly in. Maybe if you've grabbed the ankles, you can walk them back so they're more on your calves. That'll require you to use more of these abdominal muscles to stabilize. And maybe you release both arms. Keep shining the chest up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Exhale. Let the feet return to the floor. Hug the arms around the knees or shins. Rock side to side. Let the head fall towards the floor. All right, one more time. Rock back onto the hips. Spine out diagonal. Palms face forward and up. And use the belly to lift the legs up. All right, hand position of your choosing. If you want to see if you can straighten the legs, maybe start by holding the backs of the thighs. Straighten one leg, straighten the other. All right, so you're doing a little cute kick thing. And then maybe you try both. Keep pulling the low belly in. Trying to keep a straight line in the torso, even if it's at a diagonal. Maybe release the arms. It's not going to happen for a long time for me. Woo! Lots of shaking in my leg. Take one more breath in. And exhale. Let the spine and the head relax, curving over the legs. All right, next time we're going to go into high and low boat. So if you have a confined space, like I kind of do right now, I'm just gonna offer you to either turn out towards the side, which is what I'll do, or just shift towards the center of your mat. All right, so same thing. We're gonna shift back onto the sits bones, extend those legs out, extend the arms out. Then you're gonna lower everything down. So you're hovering, legs are hovering, feet are hovering. Pull the low belly in and down. Shoulders are hovering. Inhale, exhale. Draw knees up to the chest. So we're in our high boat. Take a breath in here, breath out here. All right, inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. Hold. Take a couple breaths here. Keep pulling the belly down. Draw the shoulders up away from the floor. Exhale. Drop high boat. Grab the backs of your legs. Extend the legs up. And let yourself relax. Let the knees part to either side. Let the chest and the arms fall through those legs. Maybe you come down into more of a cobbler's pose, butterfly, where your feet, the soles of your feet face each other. Knees fall down and open. But the spine can be nice and curved. All right, bring yourself back up, right? Gather the knees. I'm gonna meet you on the side. We'll do a little bit of side plank work. So fingers face forward, forearm is forward. Your elbows underneath your shoulder. You're gonna look down towards your feet, stack each leg. And we're rolling, we're sitting, we're laying on our right hip and the right outer edge of our right leg. And you can keep your hand on your hip, or you can kind of use it like a little tripod. It's 5 pods on the floor. And we're gonna press the outer edge of our right foot into the floor. Lift the hips up away from the floor. Extend the left arm up overhead, or find a hip. Pressing the floor away, pressing that right elbow, right forearm, right palm into the floor. Lifting through the underside, the right side of our ribs and hips. Lift that left hip up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and out. Pull the low belly in. Deep breath in and out. One more time, in. And exhale, lower the hips down. I'm going to come down to rest on the belly in Sphinx pose. Both hips point down, knees point down. Tops of the feet rest on the floor. Feet are wide. Be as wide as the mat, or slightly wider than the hips. Elbows under shoulders or slightly before them. Middle fingers facing forward. And let the belly just be super soft from the hips side to side. Gaze be neutral, so don't drop the head. And then press the forearms into the ground. Spreading the shoulder blades across the back of it, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the low belly in. Push the glutes and the hips down towards the floor so you feel the low back's curve change. Press into the tops of the feet, maybe the knees lift away from the floor. Keep pressing into the forearms and palms. And release. I'm going to shift onto our other side. So we're rolling onto our left hip, left side of the legs. Left fingertip points forward, left elbows under, left shoulder. Look down at the feet. See that the ankle is kind of in line with the hip bone, maybe slightly forward. Both hips are facing the side. Okay, so you have top right hip stacked on top of left hip. Belly button is facing to the side. And you're going to either have your little right side tripod or on your hip if you want to go all the way right away. You're going to engage the legs, press the outer left side of the foot, and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Low side plank, left side. Pressing the floor away, that left arm. Keep lifting with the underside, the left side body. Lift the right hip up towards the ceiling. Maybe your arm stretches up overhead. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, stay. Pull the low belly in. Inhale, up. Exhale, stay. Inhale, up. Exhale, come down through center. Find your space for rest. So you can let yourself deposit into the shoulders. Rock side to side. Rock the hip side to side. And then structured Sphinx. Press up and out of the forearms. Turn the knees on, turn the legs on. Press into the tops of the feet. Maybe pull the floor towards you. Tracking your elbows and hands back in space. Feeling your chest extend forward and slightly up, arcing up. And then pull the low belly in. Send the pubic bone to be heavy. Sending the hips and the glutes towards the floor. Couple breaths like this. All right, lower everything down, stack left hand on top of the right, and let either cheek rest on top of that hand pillow. Soften the eyes. A few breaths, notice how quick or slow the pace of your breath is. Notice the noises, smells around you in the room and beyond. Feel the belly softening. Feel the glutes softening. Front of the hips, those hip flexors, let them loosen up. And we're gonna roll onto our backs, just turn over. We're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. Knees are bent. So we'll start with that, sorry. So stamp the soles of the feet underneath the knees. And walk the soles of the feet together and let the knees spill out. If you have your pillows, it's a great time to scoot them underneath the outer hips and thighs. So get a little support underneath the thighs if you don't like that full-on groin stretch. And recline to cobbler pose. If you do want to struggle with gravity a little more and feel that active or feel that passive stretch on the groin and the outer hips, you can remove the pillows or move them closer to the knees and away from the hips. Roll onto each shoulder blade so you can tuck each one in. And then come to settle in the middle. Pull the low belly in and down, and maybe you have to either scoot your shoulders away from the hips or pull the hips down away from the shoulders. Just try to reinject a little more length in the spine. Sometimes when we lay back in cobbler pose, we get a really deep curve in the low back. If you still have that deep curve and it's uncomfortable, and you have even extra pillows or bolsters, you can lay down on one of them. And I'll just change the angle of your back. A little more support. The elbows bend and be heavy, palms face up towards the ceiling. Release any clenching from the hands, the toes or feet. The belly be soft and notice the breath inflating and deflating. Reach for the outer thighs, draw the knees in towards one another and pull them in towards the chest. Hug the shins, maybe rock side to side. We're going to do just a very quick, simple twist. So you can either let both knees fall over to the right, bent like this. Shoulders and gaze stays up towards the ceiling. Arms are spread, one on each side of the torso. Or if you want a little more, you reach down with your right hand, grab the outer line of the left thigh. Keep that on top, and then underneath you're going to extend your right leg. You might feel yourself roll even more onto the right hip. So your right leg is long, toe points down like an extension of the hip. And you just fold your left thigh up top. Maybe your gaze wants to track over the left shoulder behind you. Soften the gaze. Those eyelids, jaw, wrinkles in the forehead melt. All right, gaze goes back up towards the ceiling. Gently
Reorient the backs of your hips to find the floor. Extend both legs long for a moment, or if you want to go over to the other side with both legs pulled in towards the chest, now let them fall over to the left. If you wanted that more extended twist, straighten the left leg down and let yourself turn more onto the left hip underneath you. Arms are either wide or your left arm grabs the outer line of the right thigh. And that right thigh is bent up close to the chest. Looking to draw the right shoulder down towards the floor. And gaze tracks over the right hand. Stay here as long as you like, or to come out, shift the gaze up towards the ceiling. Turn the right hip down towards the floor. Let both sides, back sides of your pelvis find the floor. And keep both feet planted towards the wide edges of your mat. Let the knees knock in. You can rest like this, or you can extend each leg long in front of you, letting the toes drop out towards the edge of the mat or beyond. Heels are heavy. Tell each part of your body has to release. Deposit down into the floor. The weight it's carrying is to fall out. Let yourself unravel. Wiggle the jaw. Those muscles unclench. Feel the ears melting, the scalp releasing, forehead broadening, shoulder head softening. Feel the heart rising up through them. Take a deep breath in through the nose, pulling it down to the belly. Hold on full. Exhale out the mouth. Let go. I'm going to leave you here to rest for a few minutes. I encourage you to really take those couple of minutes. Thanks for spending some time with me, with each other, remotely, and devoting some time to yourself and well-being. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time.